Hi everyone, welcome to chemistry classes. Today's question, this is given in AIEEE 2004 question. The formation of oxide ion O2 minus requires first an exothermic and then an endothermic step as shown below. Oxygen plus electron plus O minus ion, here 142 kilojoule per mole. Oxygen ion, oxide ion O2 minus, here 844 kilojoule per mole or mole inverse. This is because option A, O minus ion will tend to resist the addition of another electron. What happens there? Oxygen has high electron affinity. Option C, oxygen is more electronegative. Option D, oxide ion has comparatively larger size than oxygen atom. Which one is the correct one? First of all, we go through the question one more time. The formation of the oxide ion means the oxygen gas is converted into O minus ion. Minus ion means here this oxygen is gaining an electron or attracting an electron. So it takes one electron. It is an exothermic reaction. What is exo? Exo means releasing. Thermic means it is giving some temperature. It is giving some heat. That is 142 kilojoule per mole. Whereas O minus ion, that is oxide ion, whenever it is taking another electron to form O2 minus, okay, it is an endothermic reaction. What is endothermic reaction? O2 minus, formation of O2 minus from oxide O minus ion is an endothermic reaction. Means it requires some energy to form O2 minus. Why it is like this? For first electron, it is releasing energy. Energy is released. Whereas in O2 minus, energy is gained. Why the difference? Because here there are two forces. First one is attraction between the nucleus and the mu electron, and the second one is repulsion between the outermost shell electrons and an electron. How it is happens, we will go through that one. First of all, what is the atomic number for oxygen? 8. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. 1s2, 2p, total 4. 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. This is the electronic configuration. In the first step, what happened? For example, this is nucleus, this is 1s orbital, this is 2s and 2p. Okay, here already 2 electrons are there, here 4 electrons are there. In the first reaction, what happens? Oxygen is gaining 1 electron, means the electrons into the valency shell, which is enters into the valency shell. This is called valency shell. The electron enters into this shell, valency shell. So it is easily take the electron and it is exothermic. Some energy is released. Okay, this is exothermic reaction. Already whenever it takes an electron, the outermost configuration of 2p is like this. Here the next entering electron to form O minus is the electron enters into this shell and pair up with this 2py electron. Okay, got it? So the outermost electron which comes and adding into the outermost valency shell, the electron means electron charge, negative charge is increased, and this is nucleus. Nucleus is having positively charged. Due to attraction, it is easily enters into the valency shell, and it is a exothermic reaction. Wherever the another electron, whenever it comes to adding in the, to form O2 minus, the energy is gained because there are two forces are applying here. What is the first one? Attraction between the nucleus and the new electron is, and the repulsion between the outermost shell electron and the electron. The electron enters into the this 2pz electron, which is coming from this formation of O minus plus electron gives rise to O2 minus. So the repulsion between the newly coming electron and already existed electrons, there is a repulsion in between them. So to overcome that repulsion of the electrons, the force to accommodate into the 2pz shell, the electron which is enters into this shell using energy, that is, it is an endothermic reaction, means it is taking energy to enter into the 2pz shell. Okay, got it? So there are two forces are applying here. For first electron, there is no repulsion in between the 2py and newly coming electron. Why? It is not completely filled. Okay, there is space for the another electron. Whenever the newly coming electron enters into the outermost shell, the repulsion forces are more than the attraction forces. That's why to form O2 minus, energy is required. To form O2 minus, to take electron into the outermost shell, energy is required. So what is the options here? O minus ion is it is accepting the electron to whenever we are giving energy to that shell. So O minus ion will tend to resist the addition of another electron because it want to get the neon's configuration. Whenever oxygen gets 2 electrons, the electronic configuration is equals to the neon. So O minus ion will tend to resist the addition of another electron by gaining the energy. That's why the second reaction is an endothermic reaction and the first reaction is an exothermic reaction, means it is releasing energy. So option A is correct. Is it clear? There are two forces. One is attraction between the nucleus and the newly coming electron, and the another one is repulsion between the outermost electronic shells electron and the newly entered electron. So to overcome these forces, one is attraction and another one is repulsion, to overcome these, the energy is required for the newly coming electron. That's why the second reaction is an endothermic reaction. Is it clear? And another more question is here. Variable valency is shown by metallic elements, normal elements, transition elements or non-metal elements. The variable valencies, variable means different valencies are shown by the transition elements, because in transition elements are the d block elements, which are transition elements are nothing but d block elements, which are having the different d orbitals. Those are 5d subshells. Those are dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square, y square and dz square. These are the degenerate orbitals for the d orbital. It is having 5 subshells. So it is showing the different valency state because of the D orbital, it is showing different valencies, different oxidation states also. Metallic elements, here the option variable valency is shown by the transition elements only, that is option C. Metallic elements, even though those are so many metals in there, but some are showing only one oxidation state. For example, sodium, it is also a metal, but it is showing only one valency, that is +1. And alkaline earth metals, those are for example magnesium, it is showing +2 only. But in D block elements, for example manganese, it is showing from +1 to +7 oxidation state. And osmium also exhibits +8 oxidation state. So also normal elements, they are, for example, normal elements means carbon, like those are also having less variable, less valency states only. Non-metals also, for example carbon, it is also showing +4 or sometimes -4 also. For silicon also it is exhibiting +2 and +4. But so many oxidation states are exhibited by transition elements only. Is it clear? These are the today's questions. We will discuss tomorrow few more questions. Bye for today.